For a change, we ended up streaming lots and lots of tier 3 ships. Well, no. Actually, one tier 3 ship, lots and lots of times. I started off in the, what's it, St. Louis? Because it's the only tier 3 American ship I had. Wow, thanks a lot, guy. But we were struggling in the cruiser, so I went with the destroyer, which is a lot more fun, especially since low-tier American destroyers don't have stealth torps, and so pretty much any torpedo attack is a suicide mission. And it's kind of a race between who can get the torpedoes off first and who can fire their guns first. And then we closed out the night with a couple of Massachusetts wins, which were very enjoyable. I think the problem with tier 3 games is, even with bin pin play, our skill level is such that, in general, we are going to wipe the floor with the opponents, even if we're up tiered, because at tier 3, you only end up with either a plus or -1 tier difference. And so a lot of the games were... oh, it's finished already? Okay. Because while we were embroiled in our own personal battle at one side of the map, the rest of our team on the other side of the map had also killed a fair amount of ships, and so we were ending up with the entire half the enemy team dead, and we hadn't allowed them to get a cap. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because obviously it's something to... I guess it depends if you want to play it as a Welker Farms or could I do what Welker Farms have done. So if you want the sort of new farmer experience, you don't need to be starting with 3 big buds and a lot of huge equipment. You need to be working your way up there, buying the fields and everything else. And there are enough money cheat mods that, if you want to play Welker Farms as is, get a list of their equipment and go for it. You get quite a contract. Also, and that's another thing you've got to be aware of. When people make mod maps, the advice is you either need to include all of your mod buildings and vehicles in the game file, or, which means that particular mod is not available outside, or you have to start with standard in-game equipment. And so, with Mercury Farms and now with Oldstream Farms, or the Oldstream Farm, you have the buildings included within the game save. And what that then means for you is you can start in new farmer mode and you can use the Oldstream buildings or the Mercury Farm buildings on your game setup. And that's a really nice way of doing it, but those buildings are not available for any other game. Now, Alien Jim did decide to extract his buildings and release them as a separate mod, and thanks to him for that. Because what that now means is I can use Mercury Farm buildings on any map I play through. not just Mercury Farm, but Oldstream Farm. Those buildings are limited to Oldstream, but he had to do it that way in order to include the assets in that game. Field Mountain included, I want to say, Valtrity and a pickup. Special mod versions. And I think they have different options to the in-game one, but he had to do it that way because everything that you have on the map to start with needs to be included in the game save file. So if they released Welker Farm and then said you start off with Big Buds and you don't have the Big Bud tractor downloaded, then it's no good to you. You're either going to end up with a game load problem or a bunch of errors on load up because it can't find the assets it needs. You're guaranteed to find a quad track because that's a base game tractor. And Alien Jim is good because he'll do buildings, he'll do maps, but some of the map makers, they're not really into making building assets, making vehicle assets. All they want to do is design a map that it's fun for them to play and they hope everybody else to play. And so they're not going to get into the asset making business. I know Oxygen David and Bullet Bill have frequently shared asset development, and because they do predominantly UK maps, they end up with obviously similar styles, because face it, when builders build buildings they don't get what's the word for it, inventive. You go to a town and frequently a lot of the buildings are built exactly the same, especially somewhere in England where the buildings were built 120 years ago. And the builder wasn't into designing, concept designing different styles of building in the same street. What they were into was making a lot of houses really quickly to service the local factory, the local town, house people that had been unhoused due to bombing during Second World War or whatever. But they're not, when you want lots of buildings assembled quickly, they're all going to be the same design. And where my parents live, you walk down a street, in fact you walk around the entire housing estate, and for the most part every single building is exactly the same. Every single house is exactly the same. The shops are exactly the same, whether they're on one street or another street, because it's the style of building that the builders were doing. Hey, long hauler, no problem. It was kind of fun beating up on everybody at tier 3. I haven't done that in a long time, but that is the reason why I hold a couple of low tier ships, so that I can do sort of, hey, let's have fun and work your low tier ships up. Well, that's the thing, they're not considered, I can't remember. If they're not considered base game, if they were an after game mod, then they're not base game, they're an addition. If you remember when Giants did the sound update for 1.4, which was only a week or so ago, all of the in-game vehicles, the sounds were updated for them. But every mod tractor, which effectively was released within the first couple of weeks by Giants, they all had to be modded separately. Oh, I didn't tell me what I fell off on the trailer. I don't recall. Did I shut all those gates? Just the one. Well, we're taking this back to the main yard, so... Well, turn the lights on so other people can see us. For now, I'll get back in the cab. So once again, I'm considering another change in Twitch schedule. Not times, but I'm thinking I might move World of Warships from Wednesday to Friday. My feelings are when I'm playing something like Farm Sim, I want to put a couple of hours into a stream. At least an hour and a half. Because you want to get things done. The premium ship was not a gift from me. I wonder... I don't know. I mean, you stream other games and it may be that someone... I don't know if you've streamed World of Warships before. But I think it's you that streams as well. But I'm wondering if either somebody knew you had World of Warships that watches your streams, or listened to you talking about it and decided to gift it to you, but it wasn't me. I don't know if it was Bin Pin. My thing at the moment is my stream is fun for me, but it's not an income source, and until it gets to the point where I'm actually getting some income from streaming, I am limited in hobby budget, so I can only spend money on a limited amount of money per month. Now, many months I'll save it up until I've got a sizable amount and buy myself something a little bit bigger. I usually try to end up with some spare cash in winter so that I can buy my annual 1 year premium time in World of Warships. But outside of that, I tend to be very careful with what I'm spending my money on. I'll buy gifts occasionally. So, yes, it'll be a mystery. Okay, let's clean this thing down. And it's also possible you completed a mission or something. Did you get an invite from anyone to join the game? Because sometimes there's a, hey, let's, you're a new player, let's give you an incentive if you achieve rank 3. Blah 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 blah. We'll get you a new, we'll give you a brand new ship, premium ship. And that was bad. Oh well. That was not what I was intending to do. So it might work out for us. That bed over here, I don't know whether I usually park it here or on the left. Roof support. Yeah, I'm not thinking of teamed up with. There's also a promotion going on whereby if you mention somebody's name as an invite, they get some bonuses and you get some bonuses when tagging the connect. There we go. So I want to push that. That off the back. And then again, maybe it'll just be a mystery. I just advise you to play it and have fun. It's an American battleship. It's got big guns. So it's 4:20. Then day 2. Not too far. That seems to be the issue. Oh! Of course, you could have received a super crate as one of your daily crates, and it is very rarely possible to get a premium ship in a super crate. I don't see them very often. Normally it's sort of 100 flags or 100 camouflages or something like that. Very, very, very occasionally you can get a premium ship. Now, the only word of warning I have with premium ships is try and get your tech tree ships up to that tier before you play a premium ship. There are far too many people who will do something like get a Tirpitz, which is a tier 8 battleship, because they've seen people play them and think, wow, they're really powerful. And unfortunately, because they're only tier 3, they have no clue what they're doing at tier 8, and they're more of a liability than an asset to their team. So, but if you play if you've worked your way up to tier 8 naturally and then play a tier 8 premium battleship, there's the nuances of how that particular ship plays against the others, but you'll generally do better. So I would advise at least make it up to tier 5 American battleship before you start playing the Alabama seriously. If you want to play it with myself and Binpin, that would probably work out, because you'll just be the weaker link in the team. But as a team, we can be more effective. You can follow where I'm going. You can shoot at what I'm shooting, type of thing. I mean, I've seen some wonderful games where you get 3 players in exactly the same ship, and you all go out to exactly the same place, and one of them calls the target. Okay, we're going to shoot the Bismarck, and all 3 of them open up on the Bismarck, and the Bismarck comes under withering fire, and generally doesn't last long. Oh, sorry, Arizona. It starts with an A. I get confused sometimes. Okay, let's turn the bat signal. Oh, that's not the bat signal. Let's turn the bat signal off.
How about you be the grand? No.
Twin rear axle high hitch. I have no idea what that is. Thinks it's old though. Oh, that's the yellow truck. Yeah, that's getting old. Still don't think my Axion's old yet though. So let's see if we can. Oh, we can skip night. Okay, we will skip to eeny, meeny, miny, mo, dawn, and it'll rain overnight, and it's snowing. So, oh, I didn't check. 16,000 from milk sales, 17,000 from milk sales. So, what we now need to do is, these are the best prices we're going to get. So soybeans has crashed, and I kind of expected that. Canola's good. Wow, wheat prices are way up. More importantly, pig prices and animals. Okay, animals are down to about 50%. We've got more than enough grass for the cows. Okay, we're going to feed the pigs, and then we're going to sell a bunch. Yes. Piggies, where's piggies? Oh yeah, peak. There's a peak price here, there's another one at the end of spring, so this is a good time to buy pigs. Sell pigs. This is a good time to buy pigs because we'll actually make money on the sales. Yeah. Yes, we had some small person issues this morning and last night, with the 4-year-old deciding that bedtime wasn't a time to stay in bed. Okay, we need this tractor here.